Daxon Recaps channel is here again. Take a look.
What do you want? You got 1 minute. You were a shit boyfriend and you would have been in
come on.
Get out!
Fucking kill people for a living, alright? If you hear anything, you let me know, okay?
The story follows Mike Fallon, a hitman renowned for making murders appear as unfortunate mishaps. One evening, a man drunkenly stumbles into Mike's apartment, unaware of the danger lurking in the shadows. As he fumbles to turn on the lights, he spots an expensive watch glinting under a dim lamp. Tempted, he grabs a chair to reach it, a fatal mistake. Mike swiftly loops a rope around his neck and strangles him. By the time he's done, the scene looks like an apparent suicide. With another job completed, Mike heads to a nightclub, slipping cash to the bouncer for easy entry. Inside, he picks a fight with a massive bald man, seemingly outmatched. But when the man's friends join in, the brawl escalates into a full-blown melee. This chaos is exactly what Mike needs to blow off steam after a job. By the time he's finished, he's left a trail of battered bodies. From there, Mike heads to Oasis, a pub that doubles as a hidden haven for assassins. Oasis is a sanctuary where hitmen gather and receive assignments. Among its patrons are lethal individuals: Carnage Cliff, a madman wielding an axe; Pete, a poison specialist; Mick and Mac, ex-military experts in explosives and martial arts; Jane, the Ripper, a deadly katana wielder; and Fred, a craftsman of bizarre weapons. Big Ray, a retired assassin, oversees operations, while Milton acts as a middleman, taking a cut from each assignment. Mike, having just received payment for his last job, gets a new target from Milton, a man named Archie Wright. The client demands the hit look like an accident, which suits Mike's expertise. The next day, Mike positions himself on a rooftop, waiting for Archie's car. When it enters his sights, he fires a special bullet at the tires, sending the vehicle careening out of control. The crash is fatal, perfectly staged as an accident. Despite another successful job, Mike finds himself haunted by memories of his ex, Beth Carpenter. She had left him for a new man, Charlie Adams, and though he had tried to move on, her presence lingers in his mind. His thoughts are interrupted by a call from Milton, arranging a payment pickup at 9 p.m. in an alley. But when Mike arrives, he walks into an ambush. An amateur assassin opens fire, missing every shot. The attacker runs out of bullets and tries to escape, but Mike easily overpowers him. Immediately after, he receives a message from Charlie with shocking news: Beth is dead. The following day, Mike watches her funeral from a distance. Once the mourners leave, he approaches her grave and leaves flowers. Charlie appears and shares what happened. Beth was killed in a robbery gone wrong. Then comes another blow. Beth was pregnant with Mike's child. Returning home, Mike sees a news report announcing that Beth's supposed killer overdosed. Case closed. But Mike isn't convinced. Beth was an environmental activist who frequently exposed corrupt corporations. Her death feels too convenient. Determined to uncover the truth, he infiltrates the police station, stealing her case file. Analyzing the crime scene, he finds discrepancies. The report claims Beth had a high dose of sedatives in her system, the kind used for severe flight anxiety. But Mike knows she never feared flying. This wasn't a robbery, it was a professional hit. Suspicion falls on Mick and Mac, specialists in staging random crimes. Tracking them to a taekwondo gym, Mike confronts them. They deny involvement, but when Mike reveals Beth was pregnant, their faces betray them. Under pressure, they confess but insist they were only following orders. They suggest Milton may know the client's identity. Mike storms into Oasis, demanding answers. Big Ray intervenes, warning him against letting emotions cloud his judgment. Mick and Mac were just doing their jobs. But Mike doesn't care, this is personal. Seeing Mike's determination, Big Ray pulls a gun, ordering him to stand down. Mike leaves, but his resolve is unwavering. Memories from his past resurface. As a bullied 15-year-old paperboy, Mike witnessed a mysterious man leaving a house moments before it exploded. Intrigued, he secretly followed him, documenting his every move. That man was Big Ray. Rather than fear him, young Mike confronted Ray, blackmailing him into training him as an assassin. Recognizing Mike's potential, Ray took him under his wing. Mike's first kill was a local gang leader who had tormented him for years, lured into a fatal fall by greed. From that moment, Ray became his mentor, instilling 3 golden rules: never act out of anger, never form emotional attachments, and never get caught. Mike had already broken 2. Back in the present, Mike visits Charlie, convinced Beth's activism led to her murder. He explains his theory, but she remains skeptical. Their conversation is cut short when Cliff storms in, axe in hand. Mike kills him in the ensuing chaos. Realizing Charlie is now a target, Mike presses her for information. She reveals Beth had been fighting Panky Petroleum, a corrupt oil company drilling in the North Sea. Mike instructs Charlie to dig deeper while he tracks down Milton. Upon finding Milton, Mike shows no mercy, torturing him until he spills everything. Beth's death was ordered by Leonard Kant. With a name in hand, Mike contacts Charlie, arranging a meeting. Meanwhile, Big Ray and the remaining assassins at Oasis decide Mike has become a liability and must be eliminated. Charlie uncovers a crucial lead. Beth's activism was backed by whistleblower Archie Rudd. Mike, meanwhile, learns that Leonard Kant directly orchestrated the hit. Storming Kant's office, he forces a confession, securing a recording of Kant's superior ordering Beth's execution. Before they can process the implications, Mick and Mac attack. Kant is killed in the crossfire. Mike dispatches Mac and knocks Mick unconscious. As he escapes, Pete tries to poison him, but Mike turns the tables, forcing Pete to ingest his own toxin. Next, Mike takes on Fred, incapacitating him and taking one of his experimental bandages. His final target is oil tycoon Sam Zim. Arriving at Zim's mansion, he faces Jane, the Ripper, in a brutal fight, ultimately killing her with her own katana. Confronting Zim, the corrupt tycoon offers Mike a fortune to spare his life, but Mike isn't interested in money. Without hesitation, he beheads Zim. With his mission complete, Mike returns to Oasis for one last confrontation, stepping into Big Ray's lair with a calm but resolute demeanor. The air is thick with tension as he faces the man who once mentored him. He lays out the truth, explaining that the assassins turned on him first, forcing him to eliminate them. Then, with a deliberate motion, he plays Kant's recording. The room falls silent as Milton's betrayal is exposed, his orders to execute Beth, the web of deception spun against Mike. The weight of the revelation sends shockwaves through the room. Big Ray, a man who has always valued loyalty above all else, seethes with rage. He turns on Milton, his fists landing with unrelenting fury. The once powerful crime boss, now reduced to a sniveling wreck, pleads for mercy, but Ray is beyond reason. Mike watches, his expression unreadable, then reaches into his pocket and tosses a small bandage at Milton, a remnant of Fred's poisoned arsenal. Milton, desperate and battered, clings to it like a lifeline, unaware that it marks his end. As the poison seeps into his skin, his body stiffens, and his breath grows ragged. But Mike's reckoning isn't over. Big Ray, still fuming, levels a gun at him. His voice is cold, warning Mike to never return. The threat lingers between them, a final severance of the past. For a moment, it seems as though Ray will pull the trigger, but something stays his hand. Perhaps it's the years of history between him, or the realization that Mike has already paid a heavy price. With a slow nod, Ray lowers the gun, his silence an unspoken truce. Mike turns his back on Oasis, on the life that once defined him. No more contracts, no more blood-soaked nights. He walks away, unburdened, a man finally free. As the neon glow of the city fades behind him, he disappears into the darkness, ready to forge a new path, one where his skills serve a purpose beyond death. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and put down your comments below to let me know what you think about this recap story. Give this video a thumbs up and share for others too to enjoy. And see you on my next recap. Bye for now.